It's so good to be back. It's been a long time. I woke up and we sprung an hour forward. Yes, we went an hour forward, and I'm thinking to myself, 2 a.m. doesn't exist, and if I could go back in time to oh, I need that too. If I could go back in time to a thing that's something, if I could go back, knowing all the mistakes and things that didn't work and things that did, would I even try to go and change anything? And my answer would be like, as much as I want to, like Odysseus really wanted to fuck Cersei when they were on the island of the giants. He's like, I can't. I have my wife at home. She's my everything, my Penelope. It's kind of like that. And it's like, as much as I think it would be a good idea, it's like things lined up in such a perfect way to give me a very unique understanding. And going back and trying to undermine all that, I just can't do that. And it's like, I look at this, right? I look at this and it's like, this is literally where NI1 started. And I wonder if I can see what that is on screen. It's undoubtedly a, some type of song. But I don't know what that could be. This is a very old picture. I mean, you see. 2021, August 7th at 11:25 at night. That's crazy. This is where NI began. This is literally where all this major work, this is where it really began. Because remember, somewhere I said I was like, I was doing NI1 Chapter 1. Yeah, I remember talking about this. But I don't remember what video. But I did Chapter 1 for a creative writing class, which was remote. And that was here. I had done that chapter right there. So this is, I don't know if I've ever shown off this picture. And this is literally where it began. There's so many little parallels too, like the, this is the Pure Bass, or Be Quiet Pure Bass 500DX, I think is the name of this PC tower. That's the black version. I have the white version right here. And so, that's kind of interesting. This keyboard, I still have it. This mousepad, I was looking for that the other day. I still have that. Of course, all these boxes, these headphones are gone. This is a like a screw handle thing for a hose, and this is a screwdriver. I don't know what this thing is. That's crazy. This is parts of a, I think that's PS4. Oh yeah, it's definitely PS4 because I see the bracket right there. I don't know why. I don't know which PS4 that was. Oh, that's what that is. Hot air station. MacBook charger. I know there's not a whole lot in this picture, but this is a historic picture in itself. And it's just interesting to think of my journey that's started here, that has led to me, talking into a little box with, special little circuits inside of it, and contemplating what I've done and what I'm gonna do in the future. So that's why it's like, I don't want to restructure any particular part of my series. I want to restructure me, because there's like a whole lot of stuff that that we just need to look at. So let's see here. Yeah, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately. And lots of it, the main majority, whatever, boils down to, were my, let me start at the beginning, because I was like, here's, at the beginning, the towers were created. So at the beginning, I was like, oh, when was this? I was thinking about how my books just aren't working and that nobody's seeing them. It's like, I've said a few times, it's like, I just have to get off Wattpad. Because not only does Wattpad have no algorithm of its own, but it isolates all of my things, like the OST. There's 3 things. My Instagram kind of, But I mean, most importantly, it's the story and the music are in separate mediums. And I don't remember what I was doing. What was I doing? I was looking at, I don't know. I was looking into visual novels. Just ones that because I wanted to play Subahibi, right? And Umineko, because it's not the one they cry one, it's the other one. The murder mystery one. That's, okay, I'm gonna butcher this, right? Umineko no Koru na Koru technique ni, yeah, it's whatever, you get the idea. And I didn't know where to get them, so I watched a video that was like, where to get these visual novels, right? And then I was watching, then I saw that, and then I was watching one of my videos, but I don't remember which one, and then I was like, well, what if I just made my things into visual novels instead of just books? Because there's just like a whole lot of benefits that let me do that. Most importantly, that my what's it called? My OST and my story and all that everything would be in one place. Everything would be in one place, and it'd be on Steam. It'd be accessible and easily tangible and easy to understand. Because even one of my friends, I was like, I was thinking of turning my stuff into a visual novel. And it's like, I don't think she plays visual novels at all, or like even delves anything remotely close. And immediately she was like, oh, I could get behind that. Or something along the lines of, oh, that's a good idea, or I could get behind that. I don't remember exactly what she said, but I wasn't expecting to hear that from her at all. Really, I wasn't even looking for feedback. I was just like, oh, I was thinking of doing this. I was just saying it, for conversation. And she immediately was like, oh, this is a good idea. And I was like, whoa. Well, that's a really good sign. That's a really good sign. And it's like, I can't believe I just didn't see something like this. I mean, it makes sense. I don't know why I have this knack to always choose the, like the harder option or hardest method of solving a problem. I will immediately just think of that, and it's like, oh, that'll work, so let me just do that first before the easy solution. What was there's numerous examples of this. Yeah, like one example, right, is that I was trying to help my friend set up her PC because we replaced her motherboard, right? And she ran into the issue that's like, since her Wi-Fi thing changed too, it's like, oh, Windows won't take your PIN. You have to reset your Microsoft password. I haven't seen that in a few years, and I couldn't remember exactly how to solve it because I used to do the stuff for work too. And so my first thought was, oh, well, I know you can go in through command prompt manually and reset it, because that was one of the things I'd done in the past. So that's what I recommended. And of course, the easy option is to just reset her password and just go through her email, and that's what she did. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm glad it worked. And I was like, how could I not see, dude? I don't know why I always see the harder option first versus whatever. But it's like, I wouldn't even say Wattpad is the harder option. It's like, Wattpad was just the first option. Well, maybe I'm saying the same thing. I was going to say it's the first option I saw that made sense compared to Royal Road, Tapas, Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing. I think that's what that is, KDP. And out of all those, Wattpad was the most flexible, the most accessible. It has an app, and it's like, well, Wattpad just makes sense. So I guess I can't totally blame myself, but it is what it is. But now going the visual novel route, that's more in line with like my Toho audience, and it's like all the other things I do. And it's just, it's like with books and like OST Toho, I kind of wrap them in the same thing. I don't know why. But they're two different audiences. I've always said that one of my problems was that there are, I should be writing all this down, that my audiences have always been separate. And that's, of course, a huge issue. So let's see here. So the benefits, right? The benefits are that there's actually a lot. I said somewhere my colored font. If you ever noticed, how many places is it? Let me see. Here, 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 and here. You know, have you ever noticed that color code I've had for Grimsy? And you might even be wondering, you know, what the heck is that? That was supposed to be colored font for Word. Well, it was for Word, and it's like, well, it won't make sense to keep in Word. Wattpad doesn't let you do colored text because with DT, it's like when you have a group, right? You know, it's one of the most annoying things to read is like, oh, let's say they're having a conversation about dinner, and it's like one person asks, who wants beef tallow for dinner? Straight beef tallow. And someone else replies, oh, you know, I want some beef tallow. And, you know, you have someone else that's like, you know, we could do beef tallow and we could do steamed broccoli on the side, right? And then another person says this and it keeps going. Then maybe it goes back to the first person. But you need speech tags, you know, really after every one because you don't know who's talking. But if I can have colored text, sure, it'll require a different degree of thinking. So I would try to make it very easy in the beginning. As of course, as more characters are added, you know, you're kept with the story, so you won't be bothered as much. But colored text will indicate who's speaking in most cases, so I won't have to just spam a whole bunch of speech tags. But in this case, it's even better because the person's name will be displayed as they speak, and so I can keep colored text if I want. But I just have any kind of flexibility I want to display and convey who's talking so easily. And it's like, well, that's huge. That's huge because it's like, well, yeah, I was going to repeat myself. It just provides so much flexibility. So that's perfect. The other thing, what were the other benefits? Of course, wrapping my OST story art into one thing. And I think I can use itch.io, because one of my friends told me that that was a suitable platform to be using for distribution. But I don't know if he said that you can make money from that. I think he just said you can list it for free. Oh, wrong window. How? Wait, what? How on earth was I on this window? Oh, this. So let's see here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's right here. So where are my glasses? Most devs initially release on itch.io because it's free, and you can monetize sales or get donations there, and people know it. And I've actually been hearing about it a lot. Itch.io is a simple upload process, and setting up your account takes minutes. Sometimes you might get a couple $100 from sales, and some months barely anything. No middle ground, barely break even, which I'm used to. And I'm like, well, I just enjoy the process. That's one of the main reasons why I do it. It's like, I will still be creating. I'm not stopping, right? It's just a matter of how I'm going to do that. And there's lots of different ways. But with the visual novel route, I just get much more flexibility. The things I make are actually wrapped into one thing. itch.io will provide some visibility, even from like the brief things I've seen. And that's that. And so I guess the next important question is it going to save me money, you know, in the artist route? Because if we're thinking about it like this, it's like, and I use DT as a very easy example, right? Because DT has a lot of different areas, it has a lot of different characters, and let's see. What was I going to say? A lot of scenes. Well, a lot of different locations, right? And what's the other thing? Is there anything else? Now I'm thinking back to, because like the only like visual novel whatever I've really played is the Phoenix Wright trilogy and a little bit of Dual Destinies. I never finished Dual Destinies. Um, and so I'm thinking, oh well, characters are on screen. They have different expressions and whatnot, and there are different locations as well. With NI, it's like there's usually one. Well, you don't get to see all the locations. It just depends on what illustration or illustrations are paired with that chapter, right? So naturally, I would think, and of course, with the project, I know either way it's going to be extremely large. I will not work with an American artist because I know I would get charged at the wazoo. Yeah, that'd be a little crazy. But anyway, um, I would think my initial thought is that this will probably be more expensive because I don't want to reuse locations and just well, how do I want to put this? It's like, well, locations will obviously go reused. Um, okay, well, let me do this. Because you will also. This was the third thing, I believe. You'll have lots of different locations, like, let's just start from the bottom. Um, is Gear's hometown called, Benicia? Or, no, that's definitely not right. Inuisia, and then what's above that? Oh, Benicia. It's been so long. There was something else so easy that I forgot. Oh, it was Alma's name. I'm like, dude, that's actually insane that I just forgot. I mean, I get it was in the moment kind of whatever, because I posted Moon on my Instagram yesterday. But it's like, oh my god, dude. But whatever. But anyway, there will be locations like Benicia, maybe one or two locations there. I'm not too sure. Of course, the elevator. I'm thinking all the elevators, like, this is where I think of, like, the prison in the Phoenix Wright trilogy. It's like every case uses that same thing. Everybody sits at the same, desk in the prison or whatever, right? And, that gets to be reused. I'm thinking for most of those elevators, they all look the same. They'll probably be reused to an extent, except for, the decisive one where they fight SL and, what's it called? And more. Oh wait, should that be a spoiler? Who cares? Whatever. But yeah, so most locations will be unique. Maybe I'm thinking one or two per floor. It just depends. It honestly just depends. And I don't really know how much that would be. Because I want to play those other two visual novels, Subahibi and Umi Neko. What is the name? What is the actual name of it? Umi Neko. Oh, it is When They Cry? Wait, I'm so confused because I thought that was the, oh, well, I guess they're both murder mysteries. But I'm thinking of the one that, like the iconic one. Like, not the fancy, murder mystery one, but the... Because it's like... I'm so confused now. Do they just all go by this, like, title? Oh, I'm thinking of Higurashi, When They Cry, right? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, it's right here. I'm looking at Wikipedia now. So I confused those two. I'm like, wait, they go by the same name. So I understand now. So Umi Neko When They Cry is the one I want to play. And Higurashi, When They Cry, is the one I was confusing with, that I didn't really have an interest in. Okay, okay, okay. But yeah, I wanted to play those two games to kind of get just a better sense of, oh, well, what are these doing, and how can I put my spin on it? And so that's basically the whole thing there, right? And so I'm thinking that they'll have locations, of course, characters that, will face forward or be whatever, like different expressions. Like Tales of Berseria skits are a very good example of that. And special ones for very special moments, right? Like maybe, of course, Xeno's death in the beginning of DT. Or what else is decisive? Maybe when they meet Mark for the first time in Benicia, meeting Drago, stuff like that. That's what I think. It depends, because I don't know how much extra they will be. And I don't know if I will choose the same artist for each. I don't know if this will all be one artist or not. Ideally, I would like to have two. I'm thinking one that would do the specials, and the other would do the locations or what. Or that it would be split. That way I could release the project a little faster over time. I think that would be okay. I'd have to look into that. Which, it is what it is. Another possible benefit Pornhub, right? Because this would allow me to basically work wherever I want and however I want. I just don't know, because this also kind of goes into like the VN engine, the visual novel engine, right? I'll draw a little engine. That's an engine. And of course my first thought was RenPy, right? Because I'm familiar with, I've never like used it, but it's the only visual novel engine I really know. And I know it's very easy to use. That's why I'm like, I could start with RenPy for TCC, and then move to something more complicated if I wanted to, which I figured I would. RenPy, industry standard. And of course, I don't want to use ones that are like, oh, no code is needed. Because another benefit was that I was thinking for RenPy, it's like, what's it called? It uses Python, and I can put that on my resume. So that's another benefit right there. Yeah, some people say Unity, Nanny Novel, whatever that is, or Godot. So, Nanny Novel I've never heard of in my life. And then Godot. So we'll look at Godot first. Your free open source game engine. Develop your 2D or 3D. So this is just really for games in general. This kind of reminds me of Game Maker Studio, when that was still a thing. I wonder if that's still around. Lots of partners and sponsorships, but it doesn't really say too much. Well, this is kind of like general purpose, because it also said, what did it say next to it? And Dialogic. Highly recommend RenPy. Which, of course, RenPy is already on here. It's right there. It's possible to do that and make your game. Dude, it's crazy because my glasses are always right here, but my glasses are on my desk today. Of course, Ace Attorney comes up. Ace Attorney is a nice example because it's incredibly simple. And I'll get into spins I'm already thinking of on those kinds of formulas in a second. But at least this Reddit thing is saying Ren'Py for the most part, which was supposed to be about Goto, but whatever. And then Nanny Novel, the #1 storytelling tool for the Unity game engine. So let's see what real people are saying about it. A very insular, primarily no code, or code light solution, which is kind of interesting. Oh, an audio manager allows for non-technical people to make things in this.
Oh wait, I'll have to restart that. Okay, come on now. Yeah, whatever.
Okay. You have to invest to learn the framework. No scene today. Oh, Unity scenes. I thought it meant like visual novel scenes. So I guess a okay alternative. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting. But Ren'Py, it looks like Ren'Py. Everyone's saying Ren'Py. Ren'Py's at the top of this, regular Google search or whatever. So this looks like the way to really at least get started. So that's perfect. So that's that. And then if I can use that in conjunction with GitHub, because for my job I have to do a lot of traveling, that would be useful too, because I don't have to be here to do work. Even though it's like, yes, I can just bring my laptop with me, if it were just say like a Wattpad thing and work anyway, I still have that flexibility. So I guess it's not a disadvantage, and it's not a, what's it called? And it's not exactly a benefit, but it does allow me to see when my edits and stuff like that are made. I've never really used GitHub. I used it a little bit in university, really because I didn't have a choice to. But I never got like, whatever with it. But I think I just have to refresh myself again. It's pretty straightforward. So I don't really have any concern there. So that's good. That's good. And this thing would be Ren'Py, and that's that. And so that's perfect. That's a lot easier to say than Ableton. How do you say it? I just say Appletons. Okay, I don't care. I don't care. But let's see. I've got my list in front of me. This is what we got going on this week. And we talked about Pornhub. We talked about the engine. I said illustration ideal layout, which I guess I kind of talked about earlier. Will I save money? Probably not. But the news story interaction types. And so you know how in Persona 5 it's like they'll prompt you to say something every now and then to keep you engaged with the story and make sure you're paying attention, right? I can do that, and usually it's like it only changes like say 5 lines or so, or 3 lines, or maybe less. But I would probably change more, but it would still have that same shape where it's like you'd start here, then here's where you would get your options, like say option 1. Keep it simple, just like Persona. Option, how do I want to put this? 1, 2, or 3. But instead of just ending here and then going on there, this would last maybe for a little while. I don't know if it would affect anything particularly major. Maybe in some like subplots or minor stories, right? But it would go on for a while. And then it would all branch back into the same thing. So I'd love to experiment with that. With the clear calculation, I don't really know how I would do that, because it's like, I'll get to this in a second too, but it's like, it's pretty straightforward. I'm thinking maybe for, this is where I would like take some Ace Attorney inspiration, where it's like you're kind of solving and putting these things together with Exley. That was my first thought, but Exley is very, very smart. So I don't know how well something like this would work. I'd have to really think about it. Oh, it's the auto. It's like it captures like it focuses on my face, but in the corner of my eye, I just see it going. And it's like, okay, calm down. You ain't gotta be doing all that, bro. But I don't know. I'd have to really think about that. But I don't think I can really do any thinking in that regard here. But I think that pretty much covers everything on this end. It's like, yes, we're going visual novels. I'm going to start with RenPy, and TCC is going to be integrated into it. Because it's like, where was I saying this? Honestly, I mean, I've been losing so much track. It's somewhere in MPDP. Haven't I been saying MDP for short? My Deep Thoughts, instead of My Deep Private Thoughts, whatever. But it's like, for Toho RGB, for example, it's like, well, okay, well, let me put it this way. It's like, the course of my life is at a totally different, whatever now. It's not like it was in university where it's like, all I had to worry about was classes, and then I get out of class and work on NI, or whatever it was a little bit. And I'd have time to enjoy myself on the side, because all I was doing back then was writing. But it's like now I've got all these different things going on, and life matters now. You know, it's not what it used to be. And since I've graduated. And things just aren't the same, and it stretches me thin. I'm stressed, I'm tired, and I'm not having as much fun as I used to. And it's like, it sucks. I want to be able to release these things quickly. Mainly because my growth, especially on Instagram, is stagnated. For reasons I'll get into. But it's like, I want my work to be appreciated by someone, but I also want to have fun while I'm doing it. And it's like, that spark, I don't want to say it's gone, but because that my life matters now, it's just diminished. And it's like, well, it just feels off, something doesn't feel right. But I promised that I would deliver a product, and I still want to deliver a product, and that's not going to stop. But it's like, man, it's just, because I said somewhere, it's like, I'm so miserable, and I wouldn't exactly say miserable. I don't think that's the right word. But it's just not as fun as it used to be. It's just not that fun. But with Toho RGB, I mean, Toho RGB has been so fun to work on. And it's one of those things that's like, yeah, there's multiple aspects, just like with NI, and I just love working on it. And now it's like, now it's almost done. I sent a message to the artist I wanted, literally just last night, and gave the whole breakdown of the project. So that it's going to be really cool. But it's like, it's much shorter. Toho RGB is very straightforward. And I'll definitely be releasing another album, which I'll get into. But it's like, how can I restructure things in a way where it works for what my life is now, and I still have fun with it? And I think the visual novel route, even though it would probably take me longer, because of course I've never used RenPy, it would just be the way to go. I think I'd have a lot of fun doing it this way rather than making another thing for Wattpad. And Nights and Seasons will still finish as a book. I'm not going to change the format there, because that just makes sense. And, NI 2 is already done anyway. So it's like, and NI 3 has been started. It's like, it makes no sense to turn that into a visual novel. Maybe later down the road, if there's enough traction and a want for it or whatever, I would totally do that if people wanted to see it. But now it's like, okay, it'll just finish as is, which is fine. So that's that. What else was next? Renpie, this, that. It's like, this is a format that will work. And then it's like, for YouTube, I guess I'm just kind of going one by one. The books were the first thing, and then YouTube was kind of like the second thing. Because my channel is probably one of my, like, my best performing asset as of right now, right? That's my play button right there. Floridone, we'll say, I don't know what the milestones for play buttons are. Do you get one to 10,000 subscribers? I don't know. When oh, 100,000. Yeah, I don't know if I could do all that. Yeah, I don't see myself at 100,000. That's a little crazy. Because I'd actually have to upload to do that. And, well, yeah, I upload all the time. But it's like, some of these things I can't monetize, bro. But 10,000. I'm gonna make it my own unique play button, right? It's gonna be 10K. There we go. And it says Floridone right there. But it's like, YouTube, of course I've been releasing all of these videos in here unlisted and putting in, well, really, these don't take all the work in the world. And it's like, for the ones that do, like, these, the core techniques, what's it called? I'm willing to put the work in. But it's like, well, they're still not being seen, but they're very spoiler heavy. That's why I was thinking of a second channel to at least do something with, or more miscellaneous uploads that are just kind of insane, whatever, insanity, whatever. Maybe that's the consequence, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know. Because ideally it was like, well, MTP is 93 videos, and there's only, and well, now I guess 94, right? And I know what all the others are going to be, but they just take a little time. But I'm like, am I going to stop on, like, quality content stopped at 50, which I don't know why it says 49 for the record. I don't know what, well, nothing, I know nothing got removed, but I still don't know why it says 49, but whatever. What's it called? And then, so this, was I going to stop this series at 100? I don't know. Not too sure. And then just like, oh, well, now I'm utilizing a second channel that's more or less the same thing and makes these things more accessible. Does it really? I don't know. But it's like, it makes, on its own, it only makes sense if you have context of who I am. It just does not make a lot of sense to me. And then I was thinking, oh, well, if I have the second channel made, it's not, I think, not Floridone _ I think that's what it is. And you'll know it's me when you see it. But it's like, even with these Deep Private Thoughts videos, I'm like, oh, can I port these over to that channel and make them public? The answer is no. I'm like, okay, well, I could add myself as a collaborator and have them public on one channel and unlisted on the other. You can't do that either. Well, you can, but they have to be the same status on both channels. And so one would be, well, it'd be public and then it'd be unlisted. So it's like, okay, it doesn't work either. Because I want the dates to be reflected in the videos as well. So, I don't know. It'd be tough. It's like, at least all of my methods of outreach, if you want to call it that, involve making the user curious enough, like someone like me, to want to look more into something. It's like quality content. It's like, oh, you know, you come to my Floridone channel, right, and you see, oh, you know, Floridone Fridays, you know, what is that, whatever. Does he do Toho stuff? You know, I know that's what most of these people are coming to do, right? Which is fine. And maybe they look at playlists because they want to look for something or whatever, right? And they're like, oh, you know, what are these other playlists? And they get to see the first thing in there. It's like, whoa! You know, a reference to the iceberg. And it's like, oh, you know, there's like 90 some videos in here. What the heck are these? But I don't know. I don't know people would actually do that. It's like, am I shooting myself in the foot? Well, probably both feet and a little bit of the ankle. And, but I don't know. I don't know. Would I make a second channel? Depends. Because it's like, I want to, something I also want to do again is, I know usually I'm known for like my crazy energy, at least publicly, right? But it's like, I want to, oh, my monitor just turned off. I want to, play a lot of the fan games too, because no one really seems to play them, or rate them, review them. I just worry that when I get my ass, you know, at this computer and, you know, look at a game and it's for a video, well, I kind of tend to turn off my brain when I record, so I don't know how well it would turn out. It's like, yes, I'm trying to be serious and rate a serious thing, and usually in other cases, like even with games I've played, I just kind of skip through it, and I'm all excited to keep you engaged. But I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know. It's kind of tough. That's why it's like, well, then you're like, oh, well, the second channel makes sense. You know, you can go crazy on main to end and do whatever you want. Maybe something slower on the other. But then it's like, well, I upload so infrequently, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. But that's that. I'd like to get into fan games. I'm just not sure. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Because I don't know how my channel is going to change once Toho RGB comes out. That's the thing. And then I fear it's like, well, Toho RGB, this kind of thing is a pretty easy thing to do. It's it's easy to do, but it's expensive, which would probably make it unfeasible for most people, I would think. It's like, I don't know. My only concern is that someone will come along who can do it much better than me, and then I would get overshadowed by that. Which, I mean, if it comes to that, it's like, I just want people to appreciate what I've made. If someone can do it better, you know, so be it. I don't really have any qualms about it. I just don't want to be overshadowed because I started a movement, right? If that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it's whatever. But what is next? Oh, and then you might be wondering, am I going to? I want to use different colors. I don't even know what other colors to use. And then it's like, am I going to release another album? Yes, I am, and it is already in the works, actually. At least as far as planning and characters go. And I already know who the final boss is, because of course it's based on RGB's Extra, so it was very easy. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And the whole premise of the story too. I can spoil the name. It was originally Toho Daitenkan, which is of course ironic, and it's intentional. But I think given that it's a particular unique shift and not what Aovis P did, it would be Toku Tenkan. That would be the name. How do I write it? Yikes. Let's see. Something. No, that's not right. This is definitely wrong. Something. This is definitely wrong. I just know that the oh wait, no wait. I know. No, wait. Okay, wait. No, that's correct. That's correct. 10 and con, I don't remember what I used. I just remember that this that radical's down there, and yeah, you write it like this. Yeah, you write it like that. That's how it's written. So yeah, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it, right? But that's gonna be the name. That's gonna be the name. I've actually said who the you know what's funny is that the ToeRGB Stage 5 boss I have never publicly shown. Well, I say publicly as in MDP as well. Never publicly shown, never publicly mentioned her specifically by name, and has only been mentioned in passing or has been censored. I have not brought her up once, which is crazy. It's crazy because she's one of my favorite designs on my shelf. Only I know, and you don't, unless you watch ToeRGB. Which in that case, thanks for watching. Did it stop recording? Okay, good. But what was I gonna say? I've actually already said the name of the final boss of this new album in Floating Fridays 30, I think. It was a Lethal Company one. I don't remember which one it was. Oh, maybe it wasn't 30. MDP specified it somewhere too, if you're curious, and you can go look for it. But she already has a name and a design, so there you go. What was it called? Will there be another album? Yes, it's coming. It's coming. Because I love working on this stuff so much. I was worried at first, and I think this is, well, of course this is reflected in the album too, that it was like, well, my music isn't very, like, Toho compliant, because it's that kind of, the song is structured Toho whatever, but the sound is, like, my, like, sound, right? Like, with NI and this, if you put them side by side, it's like, oh, this definitely came from the same guy, because I use lots of old instruments and a very earthly and ambient feel to my stuff, right? Every time I have drums, there will always be the LX480 on it. It always has reverb, right? And so that's that, right? But what was I gonna say? I don't remember what I was gonna say. Where was I going with this? Oh, that I was worried I was going to release it. It's like, yeah, you know, I have my sound or whatever, but I think it's actually more compliant than I probably realized. I have, of course, if I thought something was wrong, I'd probably just try to steer towards one direction or the other, but I think it kind of stays split in the middle. So I think it's fine. And, of course, I definitely love what I've created. Especially, I remixed Rachel's theme for the Stage 6 theme. And oh my gosh, it works so well, dude. It works so well. I mean, can you tell that I really like that theme a lot? You know, the Rachel the theme, the Raiga motif of pure imagination, dude. It's actually so crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah. So we talked about that. I don't want to eat my pen here. We talked about that. What else? The benefits and drawbacks of visual novel, whatever. YouTube stuff. I guess in short, my YouTube really isn't going to change. And I'll just keep releasing videos here because that's just my preferred whatever. And just call it a day, at least for the foreseeable future. I really, unless it's like I get much bigger and there's more investment, it's like, well, this is kind of tough because this is definitely two sections of my audience. Even then, it's like, okay, the visual novel comes out, and people know who I am for that. I release trailers and stuff on my YouTube and whatnot. They're here for Toho too. You can kind of lump those two audiences that stand side by side like this. Well, MDP is kind of another thing because it's a little insane. You know, maybe there's some consequences there. But whatever, right? I don't see myself making another channel for that side of the audience. It's like, if you want to be there, you're there. And that's pretty much it. So whatever. It's a reward. It's a reward for going out of your way to I guess look into what I do. Right? Thank you. Domo arigatou gozaimasu. But it's whatever. But what's next? So that's second channel, and then my Instagram. Instagram pisses me off so much because it's like it used to be my personal account. I said that before, and I've shot myself in both feet and a little bit on my my right knee. I guess because of that stupid drink, right? What's it called? But I can't grow. It's like literally the same pool of people liking my posts because this Instagram thinks, oh, his followers don't care, so let's show it to less people and not adhere to the tags that he's using. And it's like, oh my god, I should have just made a new account, because even I used to have an account called Daily Netflix Screenshots, right? And of course, if you've ever tried to take a screenshot on the app for Netflix, it's just a black screen. So that's what all my posts were day to day. And I would talk about my day a little bit. Even that account I used to take screenshots of the milestones like I do for YouTube too. I think it didn't get very high, but it got up there. Well, definitely below 120 followers, but it was a lot from what I remember. It's been a couple years since I've done that, and then of course that account got taken down because they thought it was spam. It's like, okay, whatever. But even that account did, for what it was, did really well for itself, right? So with this, it's like with this Instagram, it's like, well, there's a few reasons why I can't, especially for Toe RGB, because I don't know if this artist I wanted to work with has a commission agreement. And so in case there were any kind of mishap where she tried to take my work, I can still prove ownership through Florida Fridays, what's it called? The Instagram posts being posted when they were, because if I ported my stuff to another Instagram account, a new date would be reflected, which I don't want, right? So it's a little tough. I can't exactly make a new account and start over. I can only hope that I would post something that would blow up, or just get shouted out by somebody. Because I'm kind of stuck in a rut because of that. It's like I would need an influx of a lot of new followers that are in my audience for Instagram to actually want to act on it and overshadow the people I already have that follow me. So Instagram's kind of broken, and I can't really fix it. My idea this morning was to just remove all those followers, and so trick the account into thinking, oh, it's brand new. It's brand new. But apparently it looks at more metrics than that. Instagram looks at more metrics than just that. And it could get flagged as suspicious activity. So it's like, okay, there's really, there's no recourse for this kind of thing. And I'm kind of stuck. But at least now that I know, at least for the time being, I'm a little more at peace. But it still sucks, and I want to find a solution for that. So, I don't know. Oh, I don't know what to do about that. It's kind of annoying. And it's like, you know how many places I'd have to change if I made a new Instagram thing anyway? It'd be way too many. It's like, I'm not doing that. Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh! It kind of sucks. Dude, I'm so tired. That was basically all the points I had. It was basically those. And there's not a whole lot left I have to really plan. Because it's like, it depends on, like, say for the art, for example, it depends on what kind of artist I go with that determines, how many artists am I going to hire? Probably no more than 3, right? Realistically. I don't think I would hire 3, but I'm just saying. What kinds of special scenes would there be? How many special scenes? And I would have to lay out how this type of thing would even be done. So I guess we can do that now. So I guess I would start by making a list of scenes that show up. It's like, it feels premature because it's like, well, things like Umi Neko when they cry, not Higurashi, right? As we've established. And Tsubahibi, it's like, I don't know how many scenes they have to make things feel fresh or not dead. Because even like, I don't know. I feel like for Phoenix Wright, the original trilogy. Anytime I say Phoenix Wright, I'm referring to the original trilogy. It's like it was very engaging to the point. Well, I don't want to say engaging, but it's like the game takes place primarily in the courtroom, so you can reuse the scenes for that, and it doesn't feel stale at any point because the characters are so dynamic, and what's it called? What was I gonna say? And things always feel fresh, despite how many scenes it uses. But with a longer story like this, it's a little bit stranger. And I
See that this thing's gonna be set. So let's take care of that. La. Yeah, no, I get it. Reset.
There we go. And I actually wanted to look up, because there was another like micro list of things that I had mentioned that I know I'm forgetting. Oh, was it expansion? Yeah, it was. That's I'll get to that in a second. Okay. Yeah, the although this isn't really a huge point, but details. Right? If you know, you know. What's it called? Words. Oh, so something like Toho, right? I don't know what I was watching. I don't even know where this whatever came from my head. It was something I saw that it's like, oh, well, Toho is very expandable, and things like these fan works are even possible because Toho doesn't have a set ending. It's non-linear, if that makes sense. It's just a world that exists, and stories happen within it. And it's like, oh, well, that's interesting, because like the towers, that implies it's similar-ish, where it's like, well, any story can be part of this, like literally any story can be part of this universe the way things are built, which I was gonna say is literally the case, right? The Earth you and I are on right now is its own story. It's called life. It might be complex for the average reader, but we're still in a tower, whether you want to believe that or not, right? But stuff like that, it's like any story you could possibly make that uses elements like DTs or Mengshi or variants, daemons, angels, machina, this, that. All these things that these stories have, Soulnet, are still within the realm of this universe. But it's distant in a way. It also doesn't count, because it's like, well, what you're creating is really just its own story with just some shared elements. And it doesn't feel as closely like a fan work-ish. And to me, it just feels more distant. At least that's the impression I would get. It's like, why would I want someone to be inclined to make a fan work of something I've made? And it's like, well, I think realistically it would either be a sub-story of a good story, like, say, DT, for example, or, I don't know, just some other tower story. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'd have a good idea until I knew what people were saying about my story, because NI isn't really like that. I don't think anybody is making a a fan story of NI for whatever reason. You know, it is what it is, right? But something that's incredibly more diverse, engaging, action-packed like DT, it's like, okay, well, I think people would want to expand on that. But the way that my universe is constructed with all this stuff, it makes it, I guess it makes it harder. But then again, it's like, well, fan works aren't a requirement. You can still have dedicated fan bases to a thing, which is really the only thing that I want. But I guess it's like, I would want to make it easy if people wanted to go that route. I just don't know if I really can do that. That's the thing. Just because of the way things are structured already, it's like I can't really change that structure. I'm sorry, okay. But that's kind of an impossible thing to change, at least if you ask me. It just depends on the way that these stories end. Because, like, I thought about this, and it's like, oh, well, 96 Chances, has a story that ends, but things are kind of reset for the better at the end, where if you wanted to continue the story, you can. And so I was aware for that. For DT, it's pretty much the same thing, too. And so that's what I started to do. With TCC, you can't really do that. TCC kind of has a set ending, but you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. You could expand on Exley's point of view for things, where kind of like what Psychopaths does. It's like they just get different investigations with different antagonists. And it's like, well, that would be if anyone was going to do anything with TCC, it'd be something like that. Which, that's fine. Yeah, because of course Exley isn't going anywhere. We love Exley. And I know you do too. But that's that. It's something I've been keeping in mind. Doesn't change a whole lot. But I've kept it in mind. Of course, things like Toho RGB or I was gonna say Toku Tenkan. I don't know if I've been saying that. I said somewhere it's like the original meaning for, or not original meaning, how do I want to say this? The original way that the new album this here was written, this character right here, I was using something that meant toe as in tower. So it would be To Tenkan. But I changed it to be Toku Tenkan, which means, well, Toku would mean unique, particular, whatever, right? And so that's been in my mind for a while, but Toku was a change that I made recently. So if I say To Tenkan, I actually mean Toku Tenkan. So I don't know what that sound was. So you have these two things here, right? I am not saying this. This is the old one. Totenkan doesn't exist. But if I say this, I'm actually referring to this one. Toku. Toku Tenkan. The proper thing is Toku. Remember that. Toku Tenkan. Right? Even though it's Toku Tenkan. Right? But if I say Totenkan, I'm referring to this. This does not exist anymore. This used to be. And now this is gone. Okay? So there you go. Just something to know. I have this whole side too. Oh, but I was about to say this as if this had an English subtitle, which it doesn't yet. The only word I have for it is unilateral, which I don't even know if that word will stay. But we'll see. I'd like to make it something a little memorable, like RGB. I still cannot believe that no one has done... Well, there is like a Toho RGB thing. Let me see here. Yeah, but it's something really obscure and basically non-existent. But it doesn't exist, shockingly. But whatever I saw, yeah, it's this. It was like some little manga for it. Let's see. Toho RGB-A, and even at that, it's RGB-A, like the same color thing. Taco explores the ins and outs of UFO in a very taco way, whatever that means. So there is, I guess. Let's read it right now. Let's read it. How long is this? Oh, there we go. Oh, well, I don't even know if this will have appropriate elements with it. Let's see what we got. And it's in Japanese. That's crazy. Oh, no, it's not. Supposedly. Oh, it's in English. Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. We've strayed from the path a little bit, but that's okay. That's okay. This is a very unique technique, right? Here's the best path to take. So what is going on here? So we have these two. You have your lunch. I got it earlier. Shanai! What is it? No, wait, how do you scroll down? Oh, do I not scroll down? Oh, I see. Common sense? Wait, what is going on here? I don't understand. Can I use the arrow keys? I can. So with that said, Kochiya Sanai, who isn't tied down by common sense, has risen to playable character status. Blubber flag? What does that mean in the corner? What does this mean? Weird. Wait, okay, what are they talking about? You have no experience, leave those boobs out of this. What are these guys talking about? Leave the blubber oni out of this. This is not equipment fitting of a toe playable character. What the? I just noticed this. What is going on here? Yeah, I told you, it's like I might not even be able to have this on screen. The S, the M. Wait. Well, I know Marissa had the M. Did Sana have an S on her thing? Yeah, it's like, I thought so. Not that you can see. But of course, Marissa's M, and Rimu didn't have anything either. So this is just a unique thing. I thought I was going crazy. I'm like, there's no way I would remember something like that. Oh yeah, and why is it H? Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. Thinking about, so I don't know, what even is this, dude? Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna take it off screen before I have to go and censor something. But whatever that was, that's Toho RGB-A. Who cares, right? What else? We have 20 minutes left together, you and me. But I mean, not much else is changing. Visual novel thing. We solved that. I'm gonna get familiar with Learn Pie. That's why I'm also glad it's like, this is a lot of techniques in one. It's Florida Fridays-esque because it's like, okay, well, this is what we got going on this week, even though this has kind of been going on for a while. But it's just me talking about what I do. It is a restructuring. It's not exactly a Toku Tenkan. Well, I mean, it probably leans closer. But it is a technique for reconstruction and evaluation. But the subject is me, okay? But it still works. What was I going to say? I should get a shirt that says that. I say that all the time. But yeah, all this stuff, I'm trying to trace my thoughts here. Everything is basically just going to stay the same. Oh, but it's kind of nice. It's nice not having Florida Fridays to worry about that, which is crazy because we would only, I think we'd be around 33 by now. I think. But yeah, it would have been way too stressful. It would have been, I mean, it was getting very stressful. Even those first 6, it's like, oh my god, this is a little too much. Yeah, you know, things are a little different now that I've graduated. But, the break has been nice, and I've been getting a lot of stuff done. And it's just gonna, just keep going that way. I guess it's also special because it's like, well, even in between Florida Fridays, I don't get a lot of time to sit down and really, think. Because even, like, for Florida Fridays 30, when I was talking about, oh, these are the reasons for my, hiatus, and I gave all my reasons, it's like, I'm thinking of it then and there, and it's like I'm gonna go ruminate later. But now I've done something drastic. I've stopped Florida Fridays in the middle of its season to focus on me, make sure I'm healthy and in the right mindset, and that I'm doing things the way I want them to be done. And it's like, had I been doing Florida Fridays, I wouldn't have been led on to this really whatsoever. It's really weird to think about. It's so weird to think about because I think of even something as small as Latch. Well, yeah, I can bring it down. Very carefully, though. Right? Oh, there's a magnet on here for some reason. I don't know why this is here. I could use that. Actually, yeah, I'm going to take that off. I don't know why that magnet is here. But I'm thinking it's probably here for a specific reason. I'm going to leave it there. But anyway, Latch, right, was created because I was on a call with my friend, right? And I wasn't doing anything in that particular moment. And so I just started, out of boredom, I started taking rubber bands and just wrapping them around this Nendoroid doll, because it used to be a Nendoroid doll at the time. And I made something I liked, and that's how Latch was born. Literally just off, like, had we not even called at that specific time, it's like, would Latch even exist? I have no idea. And probably not, too. Which is insane to think about. It's insane to think about, because we love Latch, right? Oh my gosh. And the creation of course, Mei Shi, because she was really the first character to be created with it. That probably wouldn't, I don't know if that would exist either. I don't know. So it's crazy. It is crazy. It's just little differences. That's why I think NI is so cool in concept, because it's like, you don't know how drastically one little change is going to lead to other changes down the road. You just have no way of knowing. Unless you are the government, and you have powers, and you control everything, and have an even more powerful system backing you. It's like, okay now. Like, dude, I love NI, dude. But I don't know. It's just a very interesting way to restructure things. It's just very different. I call this the directionless era, which also kind of goes into the plot of this album right here, right? In that, what was I gonna say? I'm so tired. In that, it's like, I've graduated, I started work, and it's like, now my life is totally different and things can't go on the same. And it's like, I've never felt so directionless before. It's just so bizarre to me, right? And now I think I'm starting to find, as I take a step back and evaluate, it's like, I think I'm starting to understand. I know what I'm saying, and I don't know what I'm saying just because I'm so tired. I literally woke up and just started recording this. But I'm very grateful that I'm able to take a break, that things are small, things aren't very demanding of me, as far as this goes. And I'm able to take a look at these things for what it is. Oh, and if you're wondering, I didn't mention music at all. Music, of course, isn't changing. I can really only compose music here because, of course, all these synths are here. I am not taking my SD90 on travel ever. I am never doing that. And yeah, everything is to remain here anyway. And it's like, even if I did, I'd have to lug this thing around, this huge Scarlet whatever. I don't have the smaller one I had anymore. I got rid of it. Because of, sadly, I don't know why this is. You can't have well, it depends. You can have like 2 Scarlets, but like if it had to be something like this, there's a connection called ADAT, ADAT, that you can connect to a second one of these giant interfaces, and then you can have 2 on the same computer. But I can't have 2 standalone boxes if I'm not using that ADAT connection. So I had no use for it. So I got rid of it. I sold it. But this stuff has to stay here anyway because it's too massive to take. So that's fine. That's not gonna change anyway. But and it's like I can still compose when I travel because I do have Appletons on my laptop. But of course none of the synths or anything like that. But I can still make like example progressions if I want to remember something, or just hum it out. Like for Aspartame's theme for Toe RGB, I made a really embarrassing. I'm not even gonna play a snippet. It's so embarrassing. But I made pseudo lyrics for to put that song together, and that's how I constructed the song. So if it's, I mean, it's supposed to be like that intentionally, because of course it's a simulacrum. I want to make your mind believe that you've heard it somewhere before, and you probably have, because it's taking numerous little Japanese progressions and putting it all together. It is a world-class simulacrum, right? And so that's the point of the song. But if I want to do that for other songs, like just hum it out or make pseudo lyrics again, I can do that. So we'll see. But that's basically it. I mean, yeah. I think I've pretty much tackled everything. It's weird. It's a weird shift, but it's a necessary one. Now I'm looking at this here and I'm thinking, oh well, what if I just called this weird shift? Even though I guess Toku Tenkan, well, it doesn't mean weird shift. It just means unique or particular shift. I don't know. I just think weird shift would be kind of funny. Whatever though. Whatever. But yeah. I didn't talk a whole lot. I feel like I didn't talk a whole lot about disadvantages. Because really with the visual novel restructuring, aside from it being a little more expensive, probably, doesn't have any real drawback. It's like it really has nothing but benefits. Putting Python on my resume, even though I don't really need it, but it's on there anyway. Being able to combine my OST and my story and the art in one place, making it more accessible for people through itch and social media, whatever. I need to get better with social media. It's like I don't really have any direction as far as that goes. And Instagram is more prone to promoting reels and stuff like that over just pictures, which is what I do. Like the next NI promotion thing I post will be a reel. And I have to figure out how to do that. To even whatever that. So, I don't know. I feel like, at least as of right now, that's really my only detriment. It's like, yes, for YouTube I can get away with not uploading consistently, because that's just me. I have no choice but to do that. But for something like Instagram, I mean the infrequency, it just is what it is. But at least for when I post, it really needs to matter. So I need to jump onto the things that will work in a situation like mine. It's just tough. On one hand, it's tough, but at the same time, not really. But yeah, the next promotional thing will be real. At least, at the very least, I can tell you that much. So. Oh my gosh. It's so much. It's so tiring. But I'm glad I just went through the whole thing. 7 minutes. We've got 7 minutes in heaven to kill. I can't really think of anything else. I'm still learning Mandarin. I love posting with my Instagram stuff because I know people will confuse it for Japanese. Which, of course, you know, I guess I can't blame them. That's my intention. But it's actually, unless like with Moon, I posted the other day. I posted her Japanese written name. But I put like JP in parentheses at the end of her name to actually just specify. But everything else has always been Chinese. There are notes on my ceiling you can't see of just miscellaneous things. And it's like I said, I've been learning it passively over these past few months. But I want to find some kind of class or something that works for me or something. And my friend's dad is going to Shanghai sometime this month. And he said that he was going to bring me back like books and instructional whatever. So I'm looking forward to that, which will be so cool. It came straight out of China, which is crazy. So that's very exciting. But that's that. This is more or less a Florida Fridays, whatever. Maybe it's like I'm tired. I'm restructuring my mind a little bit. The only other thing I'm doing is the Seika drawing. Which another thing too, I didn't realize that I have a friend who helps with my art. I call her my sensei, right? And one thing I didn't even realize I was doing was that when I try to make like the initial sketch, like this is Seika's thing, right? Well, you probably can't see it. It's probably just a white page for you. I don't know how much closer I have to hold it, which right now it's whatever, right? I try to make my sketch perfect on like the first whatever. Instead of it being like, oh, with ATAC 1.5, I made another sketch of her, which I know this is kind of big. I don't know how well that can be seen. And it's like, yeah, that sketch is absolutely awful, right? But guess how long it took me to make this, which arguably looks better than that. This took maybe 3 or 5 minutes. This was extremely quick. And it's like, I didn't even know I had that in me. But it's like, if I take away the element of not caring so much, because it's a sketch, then I can make something like this. And it's like, I've done this kind of thing before too, but I was like, whoa. That's kind of crazy. So, that was very interesting. So, from drawings going on here, and there's like, for Seika in particular, I kind of view her as like my final boss of sorts, because it's like, it's an artist versus an artist, right? And I have to make sure that this is one of the best designs I've ever made. Right now, it's, well, I say best designs, but best drawing, I should say. Because Moon came out especially well. Of course, there are a few mistakes and whatnot, as there will be. But she came out well. And for Seika, it's like, she's one of the more complicated designs I've really ever made. Because it's like, you would say, oh, wouldn't you think SR85? Yes, but I haven't actually drawn her yet. But it's like, of the people I've drawn, I think probably, I would say probably Seika is the most complicated. Like, what's on my Instagram right now? Yeah, like Moon was pretty easy for the most part. Claire, easy. Oh, like Celine's a good example. Celine has a lot of complication to her. But that's the thing too. It's like, I want to make my characters not so complicated in their appearance. That way it makes, if people want to draw these characters, it's very easy. It's like for someone like Saline, that's a pretty difficult thing to draw. In fact, how long did that take me? I know it won't be naturally reflective. It took me a month and a half. So, there you go. So that's kind of interesting. It's kind of interesting. That took a month and a half. Well, I guess that was this summer. Very interesting. Yeah, Saline's design is really cool. No bias. But for Seika, I would definitely say that Seika is less complicated than Saline. But still, I want to make sure that this is one of the best things I've ever made. It's like, I try to do that every time, right? And I feel like with Moon, especially for the first drawing in this ATAC 3 notebook, Moon came out especially well. I have a new technique for making hair now, and conveying backgrounds a little bit better. So, win. Absolute win. So for Seika's page, you know, I have high expectations for myself. I have a high standard that I want to set here. So, that's that. I guess to wrap this up in the next 30 seconds, Nendoroids are the same. I'm reworking Zarya in the closet, and there's two other new Nendoroids that I'm working on. There are a few other new ones as well. They're on my shelf, and they don't have names yet, but they're there. And a new Nendoroid, Teasley, Magnetism, who sits at the right side. So Nendoroids are basically the same and all that. So, with 4 seconds to spare...
I want to thank you for sticking around this technique. And, I don't really remember how this video